Hello Leo, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and this is the week ahead reading for Leos for the week starting the 14th to the 20th of October 2019. If you'd like a private reading with me, just check out the links that are in the description box there to book in. We're starting the week off with a full moon, and so my full moon reading is $20 off at the moment. You can find the link in the description box. So Leo, I've picked out a card for you for the overriding energies for this week, and we've got Sisters of the Seasons. This is about cycles of growth. It's like the seasons as things flow, natural law, divine order. It actually came in the challenge position, so upside down. So let's take a look at what Colette Baron Reid, the maker of these cards, says about this card in the challenge position. The Sisters of the Seasons, sending you a warning that you're trying to jump the gun and go from winter to summer without paying heed to spring, or skip from summer to winter without allowing for the possibility of autumn. Moving too quickly, looking for shortcuts, and artificially trying to prolong a hoped-for result will not yield what you desire. There are no shortcuts. It's time to rethink your plans. All four sisters are nature's cherished daughters, and all are important. Be careful of the difficulties they force you to endure when you try to trick them away from each other. Better to let nature take her course. Her daughters will be very happy, and so will you if you let them express themselves in order. You know, what I was picking up as I was reading that from this was, you know how when you're, it's like the flow of life, it's the story that you're going through for. We're all here for the story, and that flow, it's like you wouldn't want it to be any different once you get what you want in the long term. Do you know what I mean? It's like when a relationship ends and it all feels bad, but then like a few years down the line, you end up in this totally amazing relationship that you just would never have been in had you not had the lessons from that previous relationship and had that previous relationship not ended. And so you get to see it with hindsight, the flow and the story of your life, and how, you know, it's bit by bit, as Colette says, you know, it's that progression. We can't jump from one to the other. We need that time in between, and we need to grow. It's about our own growth. So Leo, don't try and rush things. Let's see what the energies are. Yeah. So this is the general energies for this week for you, a general guidance for you, Leo. And we've got no worries and meditate. So if you're finding that you're stressed out, your mind is overactive, you're overthinking things, you're worried about stuff, you don't see a path out of it, you're wanting to, as it said, you're wanting to jump maybe from loss to gain, or you're wanting, you know, to go from being in one relationship to another relationship without that break in between, or you're wanting to go from one job to another. Whatever it is you're trying to jump and you're worried about, it's coming from this place of fear and worry. And so instead of jumping and leaping, then just tend to that worry, soothe yourself, meditate, take some deep breaths, get out in nature, ground yourself, go barefoot on the beach or on the grass, get those negative ions into you. That's going to make you feel better out in nature. It's so important for our health to do that. So important for our health to ground. Most of us are so disconnected from nature. We're not getting that grounding. We're not getting the negative ions that our body actually needs. They're proving it now that our body needs the negative ions. It can lead to all kinds of health problems when we don't get it. And when we're around computers and phones and inside all the time, we're not getting those negative ions. We're getting a lot of positive ions instead. It causes health problems, causes problems in our mind. So not just meditation, this is about getting out into nature. It's about grounding, soothing yourself of that worry, of that overthinking, rather than trying to change your external conditions so that you don't need to worry anymore. So don't go so much for the external conditions. Don't try and make that leap. Soothe yourself first so you can get into a good energetic place to move forward toward what you want slowly, Leo. Great advice. That's making much more sense now, hey? What about romantic relationships and love this week? Okay. We've got forgive self and intimacy, right? This is about relationships maybe that have just ended, or that are ending at the moment, or past relationships, where you're kind of looking back and realizing what you did wrong. Maybe you hadn't opened up completely, maybe you weren't fully being yourself, maybe you were trying to be someone else to impress them, maybe you didn't own up to how you were really feeling, maybe you didn't stand up to yourself and for yourself and with what you really wanted in the relationship, you didn't speak out. Forgive yourself for that. Forgive yourself for what you did wrong. You know what? When you're in the right relationship, when the relationship's right for you, then you're going to be naturally intimate. You're going to open up. You're going to feel totally safe and able to open up. And so just forgive yourself for those past mistakes. They're not really mistakes. It's just learning about ourselves. Not just learning about ourselves. It's sometimes just the energies. Sometimes we're just with someone that we can't be that intimate with because our intuition says that it's not right for us, and so we don't open up. And it's not a problem that we didn't open up. We were actually listening to ourselves, that we were hesitant to open up because that's what our higher self was telling us. You don't need to go all in this relationship because it's not really for you. So forgiveness around relationships, whether you're single at the moment or whether you've just coming out of a relationship or whether you're in a relationship, even more importantly, if you're still in a relationship, is the self-forgiveness. Now, what about career, jobs, business? Oh, for our Leos this week, we've got travel and guidance. Now, this is about different places, different people, being open to different places, different people that will be have ideas for you or guidance for you. Maybe, I don't know, if you've got a business, going somewhere else to talk to someone who's got a similar business or someone that's done something somewhere else. It might be that you find a coach or something somewhere else and do some online coaching with them. They're in a different place and they've done something, they're kind of leading the way. You can get guidance from someone here, from someone that's not near you, but who's in a similar situation or a few steps ahead of you. Very specific for you Leos. Yeah, so just think about that, or whoever popped in your head, or whatever popped in your head when I first said that is the direction to go in there this week. What about abundance for our Leos? Ooh. Okay, so this is about money and abundance. It's asking you to be firmer and to wake up. So maybe you're ignoring something about your financial situation. Maybe you're being a bit fluffy about it. So what I mean by that is maybe you're not being clear about your money, of what you'll pay for, what you won't pay for. Maybe you don't really want to face it, and so you keep on paying for things for other people, or keep on paying for more than is your share, maybe in your family household or whatever. You don't want to face it, you don't want to stand up for yourself, and so you keep on backing down and doing the same thing instead of being firm. Yeah. Other things to wake up are maybe you're trying to ignore debt or ignore the financial situation you're in, or maybe ignore that the work isn't bringing in the amount of money that you want and you need. Maybe it's waking up to that you actually deserve much more and going for that. Being firmer in what you deserve, waking up to something you've been ignoring around your finances, Leo. Let's just take a look at the overriding energies again. Just remind myself what that card is and remind you what that card is. Cycles of growth, sisters of the seasons, remember seasons. So as it applies to all of this, there's seasons with abundance, and we keep on taking steps up, and it's that slow progression that we want to go for. So in your abundance, wake up to it, but don't think you can take a massive leap, from being in debt to having a lot of money. You don't, you just do it gradually. You progress gradually, you wake up to yourself, and you become a new energy gradually, and that attracts. If you'd like a private reading, you can check out the links that are in the description box below, Leo. Otherwise, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.